There are great writers about, you know, weird cities, a sort of ambiguous cities in which reality doesn't take one single stable shape. And a sort of touchstone, I think, for me is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. Ostensibly it's set in London, but actually he's writing about Edinburgh, so there's a kind of double exposure going on there. It's also this kind of textbook example of a city in which the character's psychological condition is projected out into the architecture. This kind of split double weird place with where, you know, the front door of Jekyll's house is in a nice part of the city and the back door is in the slums. G.K. Chesterton, the Father Brown stories and books like The Man Who Was Thursday are, amongst other things, great books about weird cities. He writes stories which make you think that something truly inexplicable has happened, that there's been some kind of miracle in the story, and then Father Brown comes along and explains to you why it's actually all perfectly ordinary. But you know, you get the feeling that Chesterton's really there partly for that sense of the totally miraculous and the, you know, inexplicably strange, and you know, I thought that's a great thing in a detective story. Angela Carter is a great surrealist writer who I love, and one book that I thought about quite often, I think, while writing this book was a novel called Infernal Desire Machines of Dr. Hoffman, which involves a very sort of strange city in which reality keeps flowing and taking on different shapes. I remember reading it when I was a student, actually, while listening repeatedly to an album called The Ideal Crash by the band Deus, which is I recommend that as well as a combination. Works very well.